Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're on the YouTube account. We're going to continue with our progression through the campaign, guys. We are already halfway through chapter 52. Based on levels, we shouldn't have a lot of difficulty getting through here. So looking at our formation, and again, this kind of gets into some of the unique formations. Some of these even use some of the pets, which is kind of crazy to think at level 800 that you're using the basic rare pets. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to throw this on the auto battle. Now, of course, this one, Olagrez, a very old school combination. Now, the big difference in here, guys, is when you see, again, some of these variations, running Demia down here will actually keep these heroes alive, even if they do take fatal damage, because of the effects that she does have, making this a very, very interesting combination to come through. Running Scarlet with Demia together, very strong. Now, this one, of course, the awakened version of Baden. Now, we do have Ivan up here. Ivan is going to shield up Solus right there, which, again, kind of interesting to see. I'm not sure if that was meant for Baden, but overall works incredibly well, amplifying the damage that Solus is going to do within that formation. Then, of course, we have the delay in here, and this, of course, is triple crowd control, guys. So we do have Leonardo in here for the crowd control. Boom, there's the crowd control, which, of course, gives a massive damage amplification factor, meaning that Belinda is just going to be able to burn these heroes down like what you just seen right there, guys. Then, of course, the awakened version of Sophia in here. Now, this one is based on the heroes, and you literally see the enemy hero just fall apart. That is because of the seal. We have a level 18 seal on here, guys, and the seal being the 6th team. Then, of course, we have instant crowd control with Amelia. Boom. Crowd control goes up. And then, of course, Rem with the ultimate ability, and Mulan with the additional crowd control. And then, of course, Silas with the immunity. Talisman running around here. Just got to wait till this Brutus shield goes down. Then we should be able to take him down, which we do very easy. Getting through a very fast boss stage, guys. Looking at our damage, 106 billion damage right there off the bat. Boom, 187. The awakened version of Solus still doing an incredible amount of damage. In here, 219 billion damage from Belinda. Within here, and again, 41 and 24. So if you look, guys, that's what, 40, 50, 65 billion damage. Look at that, 2.7 billion. So really not too much. I thought the seal would do a lot more, but Tamaris just crushing damage in there, which is kind of crazy. And again, some of these formations seem very random. 51 billion there, 110 billion from Rem. But even look at Mulan, guys, doing 75 billion damage right out of the gate in there. Pretty impressive with the damage. So we were following Quana, and we've went through a couple different heroes. Ghostly we've been following because, again, relatively similar to my level. So I'm going to be following Ghostly Visit through here, and I really recommend you do the same, guys. When you're going through campaign formations, even when you're going through tower formations, it's really easy just to copy formations in there. You know, a lot of players go through and want a lot of different variations on formations. Now, the big thing, of course, with that formations tab is having the ability to just copy formations that we know have won campaign stages. But in addition, the other really big thing, guys, is the formations are going to be built and based on the heroes that you have available to yourself. So again, this is going to be super unique based on the heroes that you do possess. It might drop out a couple of heroes. It might add another couple of heroes in there, but it is going to be very unique, again, to the heroes that you do possess on your account, which again makes it very easy to go through, pick up formations, even subbing in from some of the formations, or even looking at the best in slot formations. It makes a big difference, guys, because you have access specifically to the heroes and the comps that you see within your formation. And I'm hoping to get through a couple of boss stages. Now, again, we know this takes a long time. That is really one of the very big things, guys. And I think we're copying the same formation. But when you start getting into the 5 teams, especially when you start getting into boss stages, the time and effort it takes is really, honestly, exponential when it comes to having the ability to finish out these stages, which is the reason why so many players have stopped right about 40. Usually chapter 40, possibly even 45, has been the stopping point for a majority of AFK Arena players, just for the simple fact, again, that you are going to spend so much time and effort in here. And again, looking at 796, interesting combination with this, actually using Maitreya. A lot of players were asking about Matria a little bit earlier. Now, of course, Tamris is going to bring everyone together. Matria is going to be reborn once everyone dies, which there we go. Got the ult. Matria burns it down, guys, to go ahead and win that stage. Now, overall, effectiveness of Matria very, very high. And then in here we have Mizoth. So I think this is going to be a Thoran Cheese stage, guys. Even at this point, again, the Thoran Cheese is going to have a very high RNG aspect in here. And again, looking at Mizoth, Thoran goes down. Telthar is still up. And this RNG, and of course, running right up here with our Grassy Orb. A lot of players do not run pets within here with the Thoran Cheese. But again, if we can get Thoran, boom, retaliation number 1, almost took everyone out. Now, the problem that we see with Thoran and with this retaliation ability is, one, it's a pretty big RNG. And the other thing in here is looking at Tassie. So Tassie is a hero, guys, that a lot of times Tassie will take damage, causing her to actually teleport to another part of the battlefield, which adds a whole nother RNG piece when it comes to Thoran and when it comes to the Thoran Cheese working. Now, a lot of players say, can never get the Thoran Cheese to work. It doesn't work in formations. The Thoran Cheese is a very unique dynamic formation build, really, that when it comes to certain formations, the Thoran Cheese will never work based on the heroes, based on the build. The Thoran Cheese will never work in some specific formations. It is the same with the Charmazard, with Mahira and Khazard. The combination of those two, there are a lot of formations that it will not work at all, but there are very unique specific formations. So what a lot of people do is they try to push or force the Thoran Cheese into a formation. It doesn't work well at all, again, because that is not how Thoran is built, and that is not how a lot of these formations are built. They're pretty dependent on some of the heroes that we do see in here in formations. And again, even getting him to ult in here is an RNG factor in itself. If we were going through here and seeing the retaliation every single time, could be based on artifacts. Some of it is sometimes based on gear, which we'll look at in just a minute in what we are running within this formation. And of course, guys, Mizoth, of course, we just want all of the other heroes to die. Now, a lot of times, as you've seen right there, Telthar does not die in formations, depending again on the build on him. But this is how you want Thoran minus the engraving, guys. Do not engrave Thoran at all, but tier 3 weapon, tier 3 boots, unenchanted or no tier right here on the helmet. And then the Zealot is just based on the bonus that we want in the accuracy. Now, you could go ahead and run Thoran with a little less when it comes to the build for the engraving. You could actually put a couple points in there just for the build. But again, a lot of players do not engrave Thoran. I do not recommend engraving Thoran at all, because you'll find the problems that we're seeing right now, where if he has too much utility or has too much power, he will survive, or he doesn't die when he is supposed to die. But this formation does work, guys, and it does work incredibly well when we can get the ult to actually go off. That is it, guys. Just took another couple attempts to get that one done. 350 billion damage. And again, with the double retaliation right down here. So he goes down early, comes up, everyone else is dead. Boom, there's the ult 1, there's the ult 2, bam. Takes out Sonya, takes out Tassie in one single swoop, which means very easy to get through there. Now, just like we seen a little bit earlier, guys, the Scarlet formation is still alive and well. A lot of players, even higher level, are still running Scarlet in a lot of different game modes, especially in this one, guys, because you actually have Kanice and Rook that can keep all of these targets together, take the energy away from them, and really just get this done. Even though Scarlet goes down, the Awakened version of Solus still does incredibly well in the formation. And then look at the old school 5-pull, guys. Boom, there is the 5-pull. Everyone is together. Again, this factor, there's going to be a big RNG factor in here. Skarath and Baden get taken down. But if we can get Queen to ult, Queen is really the part of the key to this 5-pull. If we can get Queen to not die, there we go. Queen didn't die. So we got some crowd control up. There's Queen's ult, keeping everyone together, guys, in this little one. And then, of course, we have our owl that is putting the aura right in the middle, leading us to a very early and quick victory. Then, of course, Ulna combined with the Awakened version of Belinda. We did take Palmer to a 60 a little bit earlier. We have Demia already at a 60. very, very strong team here. Very hard to kill. This is a really solid, strong team again to actually be able to produce some damage to get this team down. Very, very hard. Now in here, guys, 140 billion there from Matria. Then looking at 146. Look at that. 179 from Scarlet. Kanisa and Rook still putting out 146 billion damage in that formation, guys. 5-pull, 175 there from Baden. And the final one, 280. But even look at Demia, guys, 105 billion damage out of that game mode. Awesome to see, guys. Again, we're going to continue following the exact same. I'm not sure if Ghostly, I'm not sure how far Ghostly is at this point. But absolutely following these. So here, this looks like pretty much the staple formation. Now, of course, like we've said before, guys, running Albedo. Albedo, of course, was released with Ainz. Still super imperative to the attack rating and the defensive boost, as well as that immunity. When it comes to Albedo in this formation, it works together beautifully. You have 2 Celestials in there, which of course gives you the ability to get the complete bonuses up here, just based on the heroes that we have in here, because we're running 2 Celestials and then we're running 3-dimensional heroes again for the buffs that we see out of here. Make it a monster team, guys, to be absolutely reckoned with. Boom, crowd control goes up. That means we get energy a lot faster. The Demia went down in there, but I think we're still going to get this one done. Just because Thoran, relatively easy to get to. So again, the mini stages or those sub stages, easy to get through, and I'm hoping we're going to get this one done. We can get through the chapter, guys. Not sure how long or how much, honestly, this is going to take. Boom, there we go. A little bit of crowd control right there. Ult from Rem. Rem does so much damage, guys. Then you pack someone like the Twins and Demia behind it. Ultimate ability after ultimate ability after ultimate ability. It's kind of broken with some of the campaign formations. And of course, guys, the Thoran cheese again. Let's see if we can have a little bit more luck in here. And sometimes with this one, what will happen is Thoran will actually go down and pop up for the cheese. But we'll see Matria come back to life, which again is kind of an interesting concept in here. Because there we go. So Thoran goes down, the Matria comes right back. This again is really a pretty interesting dynamic with this, because Thoran gets teleported, and you see it right there, guys. So Pippa with the +20 signature item actually gets Thoran on the teleport. So there's our second one. Boom. Takes a couple targets down. Matria comes back up in that one, which usually with the rebirth of Matria and the double ult from Thoran, if Thoran doesn't take everyone down, Matria can get it done the second time. Even there, we got a little bit of ult. It's an interesting combination, guys. And again, never thought that I would see really the Thoran cheese in this Matria comp, but it works. And it does work. Again, like we talked about a little bit earlier, there's ult number 1, ult number 2, which just leaves us 2 targets up. But it looked like Drez was up. I didn't see little tiny Drez right there in the back. Boom. See, Thoran didn't teleport the same place. That's another one, guys. So Matria comes up. Oh, I thought Matria got it done. And looking at some of the heroes, guys, I mean, we're running, what, 8, 9, 10, 11, almost a 300 level deficiency. So we do have a very high level deficiency that we're running in here. And I know, again, based on this, so with the dynamic campaign, if you're not familiar with it, guys, with the dynamic campaign, as more heroes continue to go through this chapter, and as we can see, there are a lot more heroes in this chapter, but as players continue to move through this chapter, it makes the subsequent levels lower for everybody else who is essentially following that individual coming through the chapter. So it's pretty interesting the way that they did that. And again, this RNG factor just has to work to get 5240. That'll be 2/3 of the way through this campaign, guys. Thoran's up. There's the retaliation. Boom. And of course, Matria comes up. It seems like we're going to have to get A teleport probably to the bottom of this one. Not sure if he needs to be in the top or the bottom. There's one. There's two. Matria's back up. Can't get Cirrus and Tassie down in that one. And Peter got a new subscriber to the channel, guys. I just seen it pop up out of the corner of my eye. There we go. There's one retaliation. Not going to have enough energy in that one. We'll get this done, though. Let me give it one more shot, and then we'll see if we can get this one done. Again, there's the teleport right to the top. I'm not sure about the ult right there, which, here we go. Ult number 2. Boom. He got too many targets up still right there. All right, guys. So unfortunately, at 52:40, we could not get past this stage. We actually gave it a considerable amount of time that we have literally been running on auto battle. Don't know if I'm going to have to change up the formation or what exactly is going on with this, which again, you know, there are some players that have run the Thoran cheese and they can run it, you know, 5 or 10 times as we've seen before. It goes through the stages very easy and we make some clear-cut progression. There are other times where we run the Thoran cheese and it runs for 1, 2, 3, 5 hours, hundreds, if not thousands of times to actually go through this game mode. And we don't have the opportunity to actually finish this through. So I'm hoping that it will actually click with the RNG sooner or later. We're getting the links going on. We're getting a lot of the debuffs going on. We're getting Thoran usually with double retaliation. So he is retaliating twice. Again, there is a big RNG factor with how the heroes are and exactly where they are set, just based on Thoran being teleported there from Pippa. And then, of course, right there, it seems like if Leica does the knockback, that it doesn't work as well. So again, that might be something with the RNG aspect. If Leica dies very quick, because I do have Leica built out quite a bit, even right there, guys, Leica died pretty quick, which means we'll usually get the double retaliation out of there. See, that time it was only 1, but most of the time that will be the double retaliation effect. If Leica does not ult, if she does, then we do have an issue. Even there, they killed her out. So now Thoran's on the bottom. Again, that's a whole different dynamic there where Thoran is now on the bottom. Again, based on the hero, based on the dynamic, based on the RNG of this. But this will do it for today's video, guys. Last time we're going to run it right here. And Pippa there got banished. And again, some of the RNG aspect in here is, of course, super RNG. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.